The package she never ordered, what was inside changed everything. It started on an ordinary Wednesday morning in suburban Seattle, drizzle on the windows, coffee brewing, the usual hum of quiet neighborhood life. 34-year-old Mara Ellison, a freelance graphic designer, lived alone in a small, modern townhouse at the end of Cedar Lane. She worked from home, didn't talk much to neighbors, and her days were spent behind a screen, sketching, designing, emailing. At exactly 9:42 a.m., her doorbell rang. No one was supposed to be there. She wasn't expecting a package. Still in her robe, she opened the door halfway and found a small cardboard box sitting neatly on the doormat. No delivery truck, no courier walking away, no tire marks on the wet road. No return label. Just her name, printed cleanly on a white sticker, Mara Ellison. The handwriting looked off. Not printed, not typed. Too deliberate, like someone had traced each letter with care. She frowned, hesitated for a moment, then brought it inside. The box was light. No sound when she shook it. No sender, no note. She cut through the tape with her kitchen knife and peeled back the cardboard flaps. Inside, wrapped carefully in brown paper, was a photo frame. But there was no photo. Just a plain piece of paper behind the glass. White, except for 4 small words printed in the center. "Look behind you, Mara." She froze. Her breath caught in her throat as she turned slowly, half expecting a prankster standing in her kitchen. Nothing. The door was locked, curtains closed, house silent. Her phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "You opened it." Her pulse spiked. She dropped the phone instantly. Was this a joke? A friend messing with her? Her mind raced through possibilities, but the fear was real, tangible, like cold hands pressing against her chest. She called her best friend Tessa, who lived across town. "Tessa, someone sent me something. It's weird. I think someone's watching me." Tessa laughed nervously. "Mara, calm down. It's probably some scam delivery thing. You've been ordering too much online again." "I haven't ordered anything." Okay, breathe. "I'll drive over after work. Just don't freak yourself out, okay?" Mara hung up, trying to convince herself it was nothing. Maybe a wrong address, a stupid prank. She took the frame, stuffed it back in the box, and left it by the door. But as she did, she noticed something else. Something small printed on the bottom corner of the paper she hadn't seen before. A timestamp. 9:42 a.m. The exact time she had opened her front door. That night she barely slept. Every creak in the house felt louder. Every shadow looked deeper. At 2:17 a.m., she woke to the faint sound of her front door handle turning. Slow, metallic, deliberate. She grabbed her phone, heart pounding, but the sound stopped. The screen lit up with another text. "Don't lock me out." She didn't move. Didn't breathe. In the morning, the box was gone. No sign of it anywhere. Not on the porch, not in the trash, not in her house. It had simply disappeared. She checked her security camera footage, or tried to. Her system had gone offline the night before. When she opened the app again, only one clip had saved. The timestamp, 2:17 a.m. The footage showed her front door, rain falling softly. Then, for a split second, a figure appeared, blurry, standing just out of the porch light. Motionless. Watching. The shape of a man. She couldn't make out his face, but she could see his hand, gloved, pale under the rain, holding something small and square. Another box. Mara went straight to the police the next morning. They took a report but said it was likely a delivery scam or porch tampering. No prints, no suspect, no clear face on the video. She tried to laugh it off over lunch with Tessa later that week, but deep down, something inside her had changed. She couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Then one night she found another box. This time, it wasn't on her porch. It was sitting on her kitchen counter when she came home. No sign of a break-in. No open windows. No forced doors. She tore it open, hands trembling. Inside was the same photo frame. But now there was a picture. A photo of her sleeping, taken from the foot of her bed. She screamed and dropped it, glass shattering across the floor. Her phone buzzed. "You shouldn't have moved it." Mara called Tessa again, sobbing. He's been in my house. He was in my room. Tessa's voice cracked through the speaker. Mara, listen to me, I'm calling the police. Don't touch anything. Just go outside and wait. But when she opened her front door to step out, there was another box on the porch, identical, waiting for her. She kicked it off the steps, but it burst open, spilling dozens of Polaroid photos across the wet concrete. All of them were of her. Standing at her window. Sleeping. Eating breakfast. Working on her laptop. The earliest photo dated 3 months before she'd ever received the first box. And on the back of every photo, written in the same delicate handwriting. Smile. You're on camera. Mara moved out the next day. Changed her number. Switched cities. But the texts never stopped. New address looks nice. You got a haircut. Smile for me again. Her last message from him came 3 weeks later. It was a photo. Not of her. Of Tessa. Smiling at her front door, holding a package. Tessa didn't scare easily. She was the kind of person who joked when she should worry, who said, "It's fine," even when it wasn't. But when she picked up the phone that night and heard nothing but Mara's breathing on the other end, the joking stopped. "Tess," Mara whispered, "you got a box." Silence. Tessa glanced down at her own kitchen table. The cardboard box sat between her keys and her half-eaten dinner. Plain brown. No logo. No tape except a single strip across the top. Her name on the label. Her full legal name. "How do you know that?" she asked. "Because he just sent me a picture of you holding it." Tessa's stomach dropped. She hadn't told Mara she'd come home to find a package. She hadn't even opened it yet. "Okay," she said, steadying her breathing. "Listen to me and don't panic. I'm calling somebody. We're not dealing with this alone anymore. You're coming here. We'll figure this out together. I'll get this to someone who can." "No," Mara said sharply. "Don't open it." Tessa laughed weakly, trying to hide the tremor in her voice. "Yeah, no kidding." They stayed on the phone for almost an hour. Mara paced in the motel room she was renting under a fake name off the highway. Tessa sat at her kitchen table in sweatpants, ankle bouncing, knife in reach, staring at the box like it might start talking. "Did you see anyone near your place?" Mara asked. "No. Any cars you don't recognize?" "Just some delivery van, white, no logo. But that's every third van in this city." "Cameras?" "My doorbell cam's been offline for 2 days. I thought it was Wi-Fi." "It's not Wi-Fi," Mara whispered. When they hung up, Tessa didn't sleep. At 2:11 a.m., her phone buzzed. A known number. "Open it." She swallowed, locked the door, closed her blinds, sat back down at the table. Her thumb hovered over Mara's contact, but she didn't call. She didn't want to sound scared. She didn't want Mara, already wired, jumpy, barely eating, to hear how bad her own hands were shaking now. Instead, she grabbed a pair of kitchen scissors and sliced the tape. Inside the box was nothing that made sense. No weapon. No threat. No body part. That's what she'd been bracing for, something meant to shock her, to make her scream, to hurt her on impact. Instead, there was only an old flip phone. Not new. Under it, a note on plain white paper. The first line. "Charge me. Turn me on. Put me somewhere I can see you." Under that, in smaller text. "Don't call anyone. I'll know." Her jaw clenched. She plugged the phone into a wall adapter and left it on the table. She told herself she was only doing it to see what was on it, to get something, any detail, any trace she could hand over, something to finally identify this guy. A voice. A face. An address. At 2:16 a.m., the phone woke up. No lock screen. No apps. Just a black background and a single icon that said, "Camera." Tessa stared at it. Her own phone buzzed again. "Thank you." Her mouth went dry. Slowly, she turned her head. The camera on the flip phone had already activated by itself. The tiny red light in the corner was glowing. He was watching her. Through a phone he mailed to her kitchen table. Her apartment felt suddenly too small. Tessa drew in a breath. "Okay," she muttered under her breath. "You're not magic. You're just a person. Let's see who you are." She reached behind the phone, hoping to snap the battery out. Before she could, the flip phone played an audio clip on its own. Not a voice call. A recording. Mara's voice. "Tessa," the recording whispered. "He's inside my motel room." Tessa froze. Her real phone exploded in her hand with notifications, 10 texts, all from Mara, sent in a rush, timestamps seconds apart. "I think he followed me. Someone was in the hall. He knows what room I am in. He's outside my door." Tessa answer. Tessa pick up. Tessa. And then one final text. Not from Mara. From the unknown number. "Why is she lying to you?" Tessa's stomach flipped. Her fingers flew across the screen. "Who's this?" The reply was instant. "Someone who's been very patient." Then a photo came through. Not of Mara. Not of Tessa. Of the two of them. Together. Sitting on Tessa's couch 3 months ago, laughing, hair messy, no makeup, pizza box open on the table, a movie paused on the TV behind them. A private night. A nothing night. A night neither of them had posted, shared, mentioned, or sent to anyone. A night no one should have seen. Underneath the photo, a message. "I've been here the whole time." Tessa didn't scream. She didn't cry. She didn't run. She did something smarter. She grabbed her keys and drove. She didn't text Mara first. She didn't warn him. If he was already in Mara's motel hallway like the recording said, if that clip was even real, she didn't have time to negotiate with a man who was mailing surveillance kits to people's kitchens. She blew through 2 red lights and pulled into the motel lot with her headlights off. It wasn't a good place. It was the kind of off-the-interstate place people used when they didn't want to be found. Half the windows had towels instead of curtains. Half the cars had no plates. Mara had sent her the room number earlier. 12B. Tessa sprinted up the outside stairs and reached the door, heart pounding so hard it shook her vision. She didn't knock. She didn't call out. She just slid the backup keycard Mara had given her. The door opened. The room was dark, TV faintly glowing on a blue hotel channel screen. One suitcase on the chair. Mara's shoes by the bed. "Mara?" Tessa whispered. No answer. She stepped inside. The air felt wrong. Like someone else had just been there. Then she saw it. On the bed. Not Mara. The box. Same brown cardboard. Same white label. This one with Tessa's name on it. Her throat closed. He knew she'd come. Hands shaking, she lifted the lid. Inside was a stack of glossy prints, photographs, neat, ordered, almost like a portfolio. Photo 1. Mara, sleeping in Tessa's guest room, hand under her cheek, peaceful. Photo 2. Tessa unlocking her apartment door, groceries in one arm, phone in her mouth. Photo 3. Both of them walking through a Target parking lot in daylight. They're laughing. They look like sisters. Photo 4. Tessa in the shower. Steam on the glass. Silhouette only. Shot through the barely cracked bathroom door. Her stomach twisted. She flipped to the next one. And stopped breathing. Photo 5. Mara, tonight, in this motel room. Sitting on the floor, back against the bed, knees pulled to her chest. Eyes red. Face streaked from crying. She's looking not at the camera, but past it. At someone in the room with her. On the bottom corner of the print, in small, neat writing. "She asked me not to hurt you." Tessa dropped the picture. Her phone buzzed. Another message from the unknown number. "You're a good friend. Most people don't come when they're called. I respect that." Her hands were ice. "Where is she?" The reply took longer this time. Almost a full minute. Almost like he was deciding. When it came in, it was just an address. An address Tessa recognized. Not Mara's house. Not her house. Not the motel. It was their old middle school. The one that had been shut down and boarded up 5 years ago. The one with the parking lot that nobody used. The one with the chain-link fence and the broken gym windows. The one 10 minutes from here. Her phone buzzed again. "Bring the camera. Come alone. If you call anyone, I'll know." The motel room felt like it was closing in on her. Her jaw tightened. She picked up the flip phone, the box, and the stack of photos. She slid the motel keycard back in her pocket. Her headlights were off as she pulled out of the lot. Her hands weren't shaking anymore. She didn't feel scared. She felt something else. Anger. She wasn't thinking like someone being hunted anymore. She was thinking like someone being baited. And that was when she finally understood the part that both she and Mara had missed. This was never just about watching Mara. This was about control. He didn't want Mara alone. He wanted Mara scared. He wanted Tessa involved. He wanted both. And he wanted them to show up exactly where he told them to. Which meant one more thing. He wasn't done yet. He was just starting. When she pulled into the empty school lot and killed the engine, her phone buzzed again. No text this time. A live video link. She tapped it. The feed loaded. And there was Mara, hands bound, duct tape across her mouth, sitting in a chair in what looked like a dark classroom lit by one flickering fluorescent light. Tears on her face. And behind her, just barely in frame, someone else was standing. Close. Too close. Watching. Waiting. And smiling. What Tessa did next, and what that camera caught, is the part of the story that was never supposed to get out.